All right, cool. All right. So we just played a Boros Kiln Fiend all in, like just get in there, wreck people kind of thing. The deck was sweet. We went 4-1 with the deck. I really liked it. It felt really smooth. So now we're going to play something else. We're going to play another kind of all in deck that I really like. I played this deck like I think like second weekend into like a standard or something like in a modern tournament with this pile. Mono Red Incinerator is a deck that is truly has a special place deep inside of my heart. It's Goblin Guide and Swiftspear and Chandra's Incinerator, the only creatures. For anybody who doesn't know what Chandra Incinerators do, we'll read it. It says it's a red and 5 for a 6/6 with trample. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent this turn. So you can make it cost 1 generic red. So there are two ways that you can actually put this card into play on turn 2. You can play Seal of Fire on turn 1, or you can suspend Rift Bolt on turn 1, followed by a burn spell. Those, followed by a 1 mana burn spell. Those allow you to play a 6/6 with Trample, and it allows you to play that on turn 2. And it says whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker that player controls. So it also turns all of your other burn spells into Searing Blaze, which is awesome. So it's 20 lands because we play 2 Shard Volleys. We play a 1 of Thunderous Wrath because I love Thunderous Wrath, even though it's terrible. The sideboard is we're filling in the 2 missing Skull Cracks to try and help stop from gaining life. We can never beat Chalice of the Void, so we're playing Smash the Smithereens. Blood Moon feels like just a solid card in general. Um, I would say that instead of Blood Moon, we could play like Cleansing Wildfire, but it doesn't seem that good. We're playing Leyline of Combustion because there's a lot of Fatal Push, other removal spells in the format, and it really helps seal up those matchups. Plus, if we have an Incinerator on the field and you try to kill and you target us for something, it turns Incinerator into a Searing Blaze again. A Tormod's Crypt just for like graveyard shenanigans to try and help clean up. And Dragon's Claw is just really good against any kind of like other red-based aggressive strategy. So pretty standard deck. We're just gonna go ahead and jump in here. Modern League, 100 points. Mono Red Incinerator. We're gonna return. Boom. So we started off the night pretty well with a 4-1. We're hoping we can keep that rolling into this league. Being on the play is very good here. Hi and good luck. I always feel so this has turn 2 Incinerator if we draw a land, so we're going to keep this. The good thing about having Seal of Fire as opposed to having Rift Bolt is that if we don't draw a land, we can still play Incinerator for 1 mana later. So, but hopefully we draw a land and we can just play Incinerator here. The good news is that if they have Thoughtseize, they can we actually have an Incinerator left over too. So Spire Bluff Canal? Say go. All right. Land, please, deck. All right, it's a little unfortunate. We're going to say go. We're just going to hold up Lightning Bolt here and interact with our opponent. See what they do. Spire Bluff Canal more than likely means Blue-Red Prowess. Vapor Snag could be a problem for us here. They're going to cast Opt. I think Blue-Red Prowess plays Opt, so puts 1 card on top of their library. Could also be some kind of control deck. Definitely Prowess. I'm actually just going to see what they do. If they go for something, we can have Bolt here. I'm willing to take 1. It's possible we shouldn't have done that in case they had light up the stage there. But I think it's land, please. So we'll play Goblin Guide. It'll probably die, but I'm just kind of hoping that we don't get our Incinerators into play too late. Bloodstained Mire. They probably have a removal spell here. They don't have a removal spell. Well, they don't have something they want to play there. Okay, so they have a Bloodstained Mire in their hand, which I imagine they'll play. I really like the land base for this deck. There's no fetch lands. It's just mountains and canopy lands. Canopy lands have really helped the modern format a lot, honestly. I feel like it's really made things much more interesting. Manamorphose, make blue red, probably play Stormwing Entity. I mean, which isn't a big deal. Like, we're at 19. Let's see how they scry here. Puts 2 cards on top of their library. That's twice we played against an opponent who's done that. Alright, land, please. Alright. Hit you for 2, opponent. Hit you with Skewer. I don't think they play like Spell Pierce or anything in the main, so play Chandra's Incinerator. And say go. Chandra's Incinerator should help us a lot with this matchup. It would have been nice to... We missed for 2 turns there, which was kind of rough, but it's okay. They could have double Bolt here. I mean, they could have double removal spell to get our Incinerator off the field. If they do, it's fine. Like, it's kind of sucks, and we might be losing the game if that happens, but I don't think the game's necessarily over if that happens. We're just going to 6 here. Our opponent's shocking to 8, and we do have 6 points in our hand. Oh, they're going to try and kill us. They're just going after us here. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, one of them on the bottom of your library, and exile one of them. You may play the card exile this turn. So Natty Ass was actually explaining this card to me the other day, Sunday, and so this is basically 2 cards here, because interesting. You can't play it. You've already played a land. Vapor Snag in the main. That is unbelievably aggressive. The good news is that if they attack, I mean, now we just need to find a land, which is a lot to ask, or a Lava Spike, Seal of Fire, Shard Volley will do it. I think they just kind of had an all-in hand here that wasn't designed for playing against the mirror. Soulscar Mage is fine. Skewer you. Pay red, sack a mountain. Shard Volley. I love and hate some Shard Volley, if I'm being honest. Alright, so this is a Leyline of Combustion matchup, for sure. And this is also a Dragon's Claw matchup. Skullcrack seems like one of our worst burn spells here. Thunderous Wrath seems like it could be good, but it also seems kind of cute. Probably just want to cut Shard Volleys here. And we're on the draw, so maybe we want 1 Shard Volley, and we want to cut a couple creatures here. Try it like that. See what we can get. Leyline of Combustion is just a house in these matchups. Like, half their stuff targets me or my creatures, so it's insane. Like, I know they play like a lot of ops and like mutagenic growths, but they're probably taking that stuff out. Like, the nuts is to have Leyline of Combustion and... Alright, so they're going to mulligan, which is even better for us. Yep, they're going to keep 6 cards. They're going to shit their pants when they see a Leyline of Combustion. Oh my god, our opponent's heated. I know, because I would be. Alright, play Goblin Guide. But if you're gonna kill it, you're gonna take 2, so that's fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is still possible that we lose with Leyline and Combustion in play, but do 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 do. We're gonna attack here. Our opponent's gonna let us attack here. Wild Slash, and our opponent takes 2 here. Interesting. I mean, Wild Slash is a removal spell, but for every removal spell they have for our creatures, they take 2 also, so. This feels like Manamorphose into Stormwing Entity. Oh, or maybe not. And if they had Stormwing Entity, I wouldn't waste another Manamorphose on it. Like, I would just make blue-red and then play the Stormwing Entity here instead of, like, playing another Manamorphose. So I don't know what's in their hand, but... Manamorphose say go? Okay, that's interesting. So that's pretty good. That gives us turn 3 Incinerator. Which, I mean, Leyline of Combustion with Goblin Guide on the field and turn 3 Chandra's Incinerator probably means the game. Unless they have, like... I mean, they could have, like, Spell Pierce or something to, like, disrupt what we're doing here. Yep. Hitting us or our Goblin Guide. Yep, hit our Goblin Guide. Okay. Goodbye, Wild Slash. I actually really like Wild Slash as like a 1 or 2 of in a lot of decks. So we're just going to kill this thing here. We're going to let him scry. They have 3 cards. We know one's a Lava Dart, so one of them has to be 1 card on top, 1 card on bottom. Alright, we're just going to go for it here. Alright, that's awesome for us. So now we get to play Incinerator, and they're going to be at 4. So I don't... Actually, is that just lethal? No, it's not lethal. Okay. Is it? It's sacrificing land. So we could get rid of the Sunbait Canyon here if we want to. I don't really feel like that's where we want to be, but... I'm not gonna lie, our opponent's either cussing us or thinking about conceding. I don't really blame them one way or the other. And we're putting a lethal threat into play, so you're up, opponent. Like vapor, like you're taking, like you have to shock yourself to play Vapor Snag here if you do want to get our guy. So, okay. And then they concede. Cool. All right. Well, we're on the play here for round 2. Hi and good luck, opponent. We don't have turn 2 Incinerator, but this hand is really good, so we're going to keep this. We're going to play Goblin Guide into Swift Spear Sillifier, so we're setting ourselves up for potential for turn 3. I mean, this is just a good aggro hand. Our opponent has no companions, so they don't give away anything on what they're playing. What is this from? Nemesis. Okay. I think I have these Sillifiers. I think I have the dual deck ones like in paper. Blast Zone? Is this Tron? Incinerator is not very good against Tron. I honestly take all 4 of them out in this matchup. Blast Zone could be lots of things, though. Blast Zone doesn't necessarily mean Tron. Yep. Also means this. Wow, alright. Which I'm more okay with. I mean, not with this draw. Like, this sucks for us, but... So I'm going to play Swift Spear here. And I'm going to attack to make them block with their token, and then I'm going to suspend Rift Bolt. So that I can have turn 3 Incinerator. Oh, Lord. Good lord, good lord, good lord. And I mean, doing this just yeah, like it's not great practice because like there's some argument to not attacking with a goblin guide there, but if you're not gonna attack, like there's no point in attacking at all because if you do, they're just gonna block with the arboreal grazer, and then you don't actually get to get anything off the field. I know they play a lot of bounce lands, but at least this way we're getting the tokens off the field. Probably gonna play Dryad here as opposed to, well, they can't blow up the blast zone, but they're probably just gonna play Dryad and play an extra land here. Yep. I am going to go upstairs, and then hopefully we draw a land so that we can play Incinerator, and then we can use the Incinerator and the last Seal of Fire to actually hit the to kill the Dryad if they block with it. So, and to be fair, I would block if I was them. So we're gonna go upstairs, put Colony Garden back in their hand. The fact that that thing isn't a Boreal Grazer's an 03 is kind of absurd to me. Always has been. We go to 15. So we're gonna play Seal of Fire. Ataxies. What are we flipping over there? Another bounce land? Okay. It's not great for us, but it's fine. Yep. If I had a way to put Incinerator into play without that, that would be phenomenal. I still don't regret holding this. I feel like it was worth to see if we could get an extra point out of them. Are we? Oh, dear God. This draw might not be good enough. Man, if they're going to bolt themselves, then that's actually pretty scary here. They do have enough to play prime time here. They are at 8, so the good with the bad. Yep, prime time. You can't give your thing haste because you don't have anything. You also get an extra land drop, which allows you to play the 1-1. Or the 0-1 here. God, that's ridiculous. Just going to sweep our whole board here. Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, there's not much we can do about it. I don't think there's anything that wins us the game off the top. Even Thunderous Wrath doesn't do it here for us, so. Turn 3 was just a turn too slow. So we're at 18, then we take 8, go to 10, and then they have land, extra land is 12, so yeah, we're just dead here. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright. That is unfortunate, but it is okay. So we want Blood Moon. And we want Skullcrack. Things that we do not want include Searing Blaze seems very medium. I think we can cut our Searing Blazes and our Thunderous Wrath and just try to be in on the all-in plan. All in and hope we have Blood Moon kind of plan. I don't really see anything else for us to do here, if I'm being honest. I think this hand's a mulligan. We just don't have enough to like run them over with. I think this hand's a keep. You keep this, put the eyelet back. Hope it's enough. Opponent kept 7, which is not good for us, but we need them to not have our Boreal Grazer here, honestly. That's like the one thing that would just be like a blowout. Probably going to flip over Boreal Grazer right here. Oh my god! Did I call it or did I call it? Fuck this game. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. I don't think we're going to be able to come back from that one. And the fact that they have to bolt themselves is kind of promising, but... we are going to bolt this thing. We're going to bolt this thing and play Lava Spike. And put our opponent to... Oh, wrong thing. Bolt that, and then we get to put our opponent to 10 here, and we have 3 points in hand, and Searing Blaze is really good against Grazer and Tribe Scouts. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Searing Blaze is really good against, like, those creatures. I just, like, I don't know, like, Searing Blaze always seems so extra medium in this matchup. Like, at least when you're playing Burn, I can have it at instant speed, but, like, here it's, like, it's strictly a sorcery, so maybe we should have it in. Like, maybe it's correct to have that in. I don't know. Maybe we can try bringing them back in on the draw. Hope it's good enough. Our opponent's going to 7 here, which is promising. I mean, Azusa is not promising, but the fact that they are at 7 and we're going into our 3rd turn is good. They're going to bounce this land back, and they're probably just going to play it tapped. I was like, because playing Selesnya Sanctuary makes absolutely 0 sense here. So technically, I mean, if they take it, they're dead. So we do have that going for us. And we also have Skullcrack to prevent them from gaining life, if that's their play. Goblin Guy's gonna land every time. Except for the Arboreal Grazer, which I would argue is worse. Yep, okay. Well, we're gonna play this and say go. So we're gonna Skullcrack them here pretty much no matter what they do. Sure, play Sanctuary. They're probably gonna bounce that back to their hand. I think we're just gonna go for it here. It's our best chance at winning the game, I feel like, so. Skullcrack them to 4, we Shard Volley them to 1, and then we have Canyon for if we draw land to cycle. Well, it's not super promising, but it is fine. So if they get Radiant Fountain, yeah, I don't know what they could get here, honestly. We're just gonna untap and see what happens. Definitely prime time. Yep. Opponent could notably go to 5 here. They haven't played a land yet, so they could get Bounce Land, Radiant Fountain. Oh. Fuck us. They're going for it. I mean, respect. Maybe they're not. They have to be playing one of Radiant Fountain. Like, there's no way that they're not. Like that. The idea that they're not playing Radiant Fountain is completely absurd. I mean, sure. Yeah, man. Put us to 10. Good Lord. Play another land. Put us to 7. We're going to block. And then we're going to skull crack them and win. Oh, just kidding. They're going to kill us because they have Dryad. That's big stupid. All right, well, that's unfortunate. It's always such a close game when I play against this deck, and I always end up losing just barely. But it was a really close game, though. Like, the first game wasn't necessarily close, but the second one was a close game. Like, we were one good draw step away, or one turn, one good draw step away from winning that game. So 1-1 with Mono Red Incinerator. Ooh. I mean, this hand seems good. Like, we don't really have any creatures or anything, but we have 15 points of burn in our hand. So we only got to find 5 more points somewhere. Triumph, okay. Well, there's 3 more points. It's 18 points. All right, we're going to eat our Pop-Tarts while we're playing this game. Oh, come on, Pop-Tarts. So I'm very weird when I eat Pop-Tarts. I have to eat the Pop-Tart with the least amount of icing first so that I can enjoy the other one afterwards, which is very weird, but nonetheless. Huh? All right, let's go, chat. Carly says it's not weird. Carly says it's normal. I would make a poll, but I'm going to be honest, I've never made one and I don't know how. So, we're just going to... Who here thinks it's not weird to eat things? Like, I don't know. How would you describe it? How are you eating things? You're saving the best for last. Who eats things that way? Please raise your hand in the chat. All right, Carly votes for that. I do it too, but I think it's weird, so let me rephrase. I think it's weird that I do it. Have absolutely no idea what our opponent's doing, but I'm really interested by it. I don't think I'm going to be honest. I was really hoping we draw a 1-mana burn spell so we could just kill him there, but we're going to kill the Reclaimer, and we're going to skewer them and just say go and see if they have it. If they have it, cool. If they don't, if they don't, they're dead, so... Okay. I'm at 20, but okay. Hmm. Flagstones. Interesting. Hi, Jeb. Wow. All right. We lose back-to-back games to Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. Cool. Huh. So, let's do this. And let's do this. I don't know what else we want. Maybe we don't want incinerators. Maybe just want as many burn spells as possible. Yeah, we're going to try it. No incinerators. That sounds good. Has ley line of combustion, which stops them from killing us with Valakut, so yeah, you gotta beat us with 6/6s with trample. You gotta do this the old-fashioned way. Definitely would have brought in ley line of combustion last game too. Last round, I wasn't even thinking about that because I'm dumb. So our opponents either stepped away or they're really in the tank about what they should be doing here. They keep 7. We're gonna put ley line of combustion into play. We're gonna suspend Rift Bolt and say go here. We have 3, 6, 9, 11 points here if you count the Rift Bolt. The deck doesn't play Primetime. It's a Bring to Light deck, so they don't play Primetime at all in this deck? Really? That's wild. You really keep up with like every metagame, don't you, Natty Eyes? You're just always very knowledgeable about what's going on in other formats. We're going to play Sillifier and say go here. I mean, they Bring to Light last game, but I'm not going to lie, I just kind of assumed that they were also playing Primetime. We're just going to play all of our burn spells and just try to kill them. We're just like we have no incinerators. There's no reason to hold anything. Why Sillifier without Luris? I feel like I can't answer that question. I also feel like our opponent doesn't really understand what we're doing because he sees ley line of combustion in play and asks me that question, so I don't know. I don't know how to answer his questions. Plus, I'm going to be honest, I don't really want to answer our opponent's question. All right. And we didn't bring in Path. Like, I wasn't expecting to play against Platinum Empyrean. But we are just going to lose to it. I mean, there's no paths, there's no, like, removal spells, like, There's nothing we're going to draw here that's going to get us out of this. It's a very weird deck. It has Omnath in it, so watch out for that. Alright. And we're just going to lose to this, so. Get wrecked me. I guess if I would have known that, we could have brought in Smash to Smithereens, I guess. Well, that's alright. That was a weird game to lose, if I'm being honest. I played against a deck I'd never seen before. I like that was a pile. I'm also of the weird opinion that they should just ban Dryad. Yeah, I guess they cited out everything for that. Very weird. I mean, like he brought in Platinum Empyrean, like which is not this like crazy thing to do out of a sideboard. I've seen people do it playing like the Jeskai control list before. I just like it. I don't know. I just surprised to see that out of a Scape Shift deck. With a land, this is turn 2 Incinerator, so we're gonna keep this. Our opponent also keeps 7. We're gonna play Seal of Fire and say go. We don't draw a land here. We also have Goblin Guide, which isn't a terrible follow-up. Hopefully it's not Thoughtseizes Inquisition. I mean, Inquisition allows them to take like one of our burn spells. They'll probably take Skewer the Critics. Take our Goblin Guide. Alright. I can get down with that. It's like we need our opponent to not have Force and Negation there. I fetched for a basic and played Inquisition, so I want to think this is some kind of Shadow deck. This feels like Grixis Shadow. Dreadbore? Alright, it's red-black mid-range. I'm going to hold the land here just in case they play a creature that we can Searing Blaze. Dreadbore, alright. I feel like we'll, excuse me, like next to never. What are you doing? What am I doing? Pop-Tart isn't strawberry. I thought you meant about magic. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're not bad. I actually kind of like them. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's not that unfortunate. We're just going to hope that we draw another burn spell or a land. If you're branching out, try Toasted S'more. All right, Joseph, one thing at a time. Calm down. One thing at a time. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, first off, toasted Pop-Tarts are actually not bad. You cannot say that that's the only good toasted Pop-Tart. Well, this game feels over. Mm-hmm. All right, we're definitely conceding now. That was like our one out. Okay. They play Inquisition. They play other removal spells. We're going to bring in that and Skullcrack. Searing Blade seems extremely medium, and Incinerator seems okay. So we'll leave in a couple Incinerators in case we can make something happen. Oh. Alright, we'll be on the play. This hand's Dog Water. This hand's also Dog Water. Well, I'm not going to lie, having a mulligan to 5 feels like we've already lost this game. Like, I was like, maybe if they mulligan with us, we have a chance here, but... So we're going to keep this and put Shard Volley and Mountain on the bottom. So they keep 6. Maybe we should just keep the Shard Volley and bin the other land there. I mean, and hope we draw into lands. Because if we draw lands, that's a great decision. But if not, it's extremely greedy. Alright, so our opponent didn't mulligan, basically. Thank you, Goblin Guide. This screams removal spell. We're going to attack anyway and see what they do here. They hit Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Fatal Push this. Yep. So again, we have one game plan here. Wants to kill our opponent as fast as humanly possible. They're at a virtual 10 here, which means we need to find 10 more points somewhere. Unless this is Croxa, and then they're still at 12. Huh. I mean, so they stay at 12 because they don't get to take our Seal of Fire. That's not a bad draw step. We're putting them back to a virtual 10 here. We get to put our opponent to 12 here. We need to find 10 more points. Because that was probably the only time our Swiss Spear will connect. Seasoned Pyromancer right here. Definitely what it feels like. No? And play Collector Brutality number 2. Oh, they don't have Pyromancer. They discarded it. Wasn't paying attention. Bolt that? Okay, sure. Interesting. Skullcrack's not bad. Alright. Discard Stakemancer number 2. We'll go upstairs here. Our opponent's at 7. I cannot remember if we cut our Thunderous Wrath, I'm going to be honest. We don't want them to be able to take any of the cards from our hand, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. which puts them to 4. If they use their Fiery Islet at all, they go to 3, which puts them in range of any of our burn spells except for Seal of Fire. So they get to put us to 12 here. There's K command, discard a card, that kind of thing. Discard a card, return Pyromancer, if I had to guess. Interesting. Yeah, we have to discard our Lava Spike, which sucks. We might cycle our Islet here at the end of the turn, just to try and get him. Because I guess it depends on what they discard here, but they could have 7, which means a Bolt or a K command kills us. So they're going to put us to 9, and then they have 2, 4, 6, which means Bolt kills us, but not K command. We'll need to draw burn spells here. Wow, that is 2 times in a row that we have gotten very unfortunate with that. That sucks. Yeah, we're going to concede here. That was very unfortunate. It never ceases to amaze me. Flip lands count as basics? No. No, they don't. For Blood Moon? Oh, no, they don't count as... The flip lands do not count as basics, no. Alright, well, we're 1-3 with our Incinerator deck. Things are not looking hot right now, but that is okay. We're going to try and get a win here and get 50 points out of this. We're playing against a Lurrus deck, which I'm going to be honest, in Modern doesn't really tell me anything. Bloodstained Mire makes me think it's Shadow of some variety. Opponent goes to 17, plays Bowmat Carrier. Okay. If we drew a burn spell there, let me rephrase. If we drew a 1-mana burn spell there, I was going to suspend Rift Bolt and go for the turn 2 Incinerator on the draw, which would have been pretty good. Oh, excuse me. Opponent shocks, okay. Swift Spear. Probably kill our Swift Spear and hit us for 3. Nope, okay. Inquisition us, hit us for 3, put us to 16. Take our other Swift Spear. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to 15. We're at 15 here. Our opponent probably has a Shadow or a Scourge in their hand, if I had to guess, just based off the way that the game has gone. Well, for once, Thunderous Wrath worked out for us. So we're going to put our opponent to 9. We're going to play our Incinerator, and then we're going to put our opponent to 7. And then we have 6 points in our hand. So, feels pretty good. Feels pretty tough to die from here. Fetching puts you to 6 here. Yep, you got a 6/6 boss. Alright, 2 Death Shadows. Yep, I said I thought that they had something like that in their hand. That they had a Death Shadow or a Scourge in their hand. They just had 2 Death Shadows. Interesting. Definitely blocking. Probably going to fetch for a mountain. Draw 3 cards here. Probably have nothing good left in their hand. One mana burn spell, please. So we're going to say go here, and we're going to hop in front of the shadows and force them to have it. What's this guy playing? He's playing Rakdos Shadow. It appears so far to be like a pretty standard list, honestly. We're going to discard our land here and go to 12. But we need our Skullcrack. So to have TBR, they have to have the land here. Our Skullcrack also works as a Searing Blaze whenever we need it to, which is pretty good. Okay. If you let... Tried to stop in and check things out, but my phone can't handle the 1060p. Hey, sorry, man. I appreciate you trying to come by and hang out, though. So we're going to block, and then we're going to Skullcrack. And Searing Blaze effect takes over, and we get to kill the Swiss Spear. One of the Swiss Spears, anyway. Our opponent goes to 3. We Rift Bolt him here. I don't know if our opponent forgot about this or just... What are you going on about over there? Alright. So, I was like, the Rift Bolt just wins here. What were we going to draw? Another Rift Bolt? Okay, that would have been lethal. That's fine. So, we want Leyline of Combustion. I'm going to be honest, I think that's it. Skullcrack seems bad, and Thunderous Wrath seems kind of gimmicky, so... We'll bring in Leylines and try to get people. Man, maybe Leyline of Combustion is where it's at right now. This is the third matchup we've brought it in against. It's like that we've brought in Leyline of Combustion. I mean, the card's not bad. Like, Leyline of Combustion's really good. I really like the card. Do 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 do.
Sorry, I was downstairs getting the shield. I forgot about
Alright, our opponent's in the tank about what to sideboard here. Alright, just kidding. No, they're not. Being on the draw against Shadowless is going to be tough. Especially when our hand is 6 lands and a Swiss Spear. This is a hard mulligan. This hand's more doable, I guess. Like, this hand's not good by any means, but, like, it's playable. It's, like, it's better than 5. Like, you want as many spells as you can get against Inquisition decks. Bowmat Carrier. Just gonna play the Mountain and say go here and see what they do. Probably gonna wait to Searing Blaze that. We have 12 points in our hand. And if we have a way of deploying all 12 of those points without giving our opponent the opportunity to kill us beforehand, then that's the optimal play here. I kind of hope that our opponent just like tries to play Scourge here so that I can actually bolt it and then untap and Searing Blaze the Bowmat Carrier. If they say go, we're just going to bolt them. Seal of Fire? Okay. Hopefully our opponent doesn't know any better and thinks that they can save themselves from 3 points by Seal of Firing their Bowmat Carrier. The odds of that happening are not very high, but still, I was like, hopefully, maybe we get lucky. We have 9 points in our hand. If our opponent like fetches and shocks here, and we draw a Lava Spike, a Lightning Bolt, our opponent's at 10, and they have a 2/2. So we actually get to kill their Scourge anyway. Yep, you get to hit us for 2. And I think I'd rather have their threats off the field here. Like, it's a little bit of a slower line, but there is some possibility. Like, TBR leaves us dead. Like, just straight up TBR kills us. Because they hit us for 5 and put us to 10, and then we take. They're going to Thoughtseize us. Take our Skewer, probably. I mean, they have to take our Skewer because any other burn spell off the top is lethal. They take Rift Bolt here, they're leaving themselves out to dying. Left hand Thoughtseize against a burn deck. Maybe they didn't have enough cards to bring in. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. So we're gonna go for the play of well, I guess we don't want to cycle because actually, if we don't draw the win here, we can actually just play our Incinerator. Yeah, I'm not going to cycle because then we can just play our Incinerator here if we don't draw the win. So, and we're also just leaving ourselves the out of drawing into the win here. Shard Volley you. I can only assume our opponent's saying GG because they're conceding here. Okay, well, we went 2 and 3. Where are we at on our ticket situation? 20 tickets, 10 chests, and 160 points. That's actually pretty good. That's quite a bit of product compared to like how I normally like sit. I'm pretty happy about that. I feel like streaming and playing Moto more consistently has allowed me to have a more consistent flow of tickets and chests and things to keep everything going. I don't spend a lot of money on tickets anymore. But anyway, that's not relevant right now. Sorry. I mean, the deck felt good. Like, the games that we lost, our out was Thunderous Wrath, which it's one of the reasons it's in the deck, and we drew it off of cycling a Canopy. into no lands during our opponent's turn. So it's a little unfortunate that it worked out that way twice. Now that would have only forced a game 3, but this is a little bit of a like a combo-y deck because you just want to put Incinerator into play on turn 2. The deck has a little bit of play otherwise, but it's not it's just a really weird burn deck besides that. I don't know. I like the deck. We'll probably do some more, definitely do some more testing tomorrow, to see if we like something better, if we like something else, what we should be doing. We'll probably play a couple different lists, and then on Thursday we'll probably we'll come to terms with what we're gonna play, and then we'll play a league with it on Thursday. I imagine. So that's probably where we'll end up at. Um, but that's it for Magic tonight. We're gonna take about a 5 or 10 minute break here. When we come back, I think Carly and Joseph are playing some Call of Duty, so I think when we come back we'll be playing some Cold War. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys.